Now the reason I bought this is because I'm planning on making a mini movie, which I don't really want to talk too much about, but it's over on my other YouTube channel, and I'll put a link below if you want to check it out. So before buying this, I actually looked into a lot of different gloves, and there were some out there that are actually plastic, and I wanted something as realistic as I could get. As you can see, the box is really nicely done with pictures of Freddy on all the sides. And NECA does actually have several other versions of this glove from like the first film, and I believe there's a few other ones, I'm not sure. But I really like the look of the Part 3 glove the most. I've had this glove for a while and I've been dying to open it up. And I also should point out, this thing is not cheap. It's actually about 60 bucks right now. It's the cheapest I found it. Which I don't know if it's the original price or not, but it may have gone up in price since it first came out. But here is the inside of the box. As you can see, the glove is actually being held in by some twisty ties. So right out of the box, the one thing I can show you is the tips of these blades are covered in a foam material that are taped to them. So I'm wondering how sharp these actually are. Okay, so I pulled the foam off the top of these things, and they are actually really pointy. They're not so much sharp, but they're pointy. So as you can see, the points of these things are pretty sharp. The blades themselves aren't, but I wouldn't recommend sticking your finger like I'm doing right now into the tip of those. So the glove actually comes with a plastic hand inserted into it, as you can see, and I'm about to take it out. But I just want to show you some of the detail before I actually take the hand out. This is absolutely spectacular looking. Alright, so here we go. Let's take a look at the glove. As you can see, it is all metal. The blades are metal. The copper here, it's real copper. And one thing I will say right now is it took me like 10 minutes to get my hand in here because this glove is really, really small. And there is no adjusting. It's really weird they made it so small. I don't understand why they couldn't have made it a little stretchable to get bigger hands in there. But I did manage to finally get my hand in there. So the leather feels like real leather. I don't know if it is or not, but it does feel like the real thing. And as you can see, it's aged like the real glove. So the detail here is pretty phenomenal. As you can see, they have that little rope with the ball attached to it right there. And the ball itself is actually colored red and black. Has a little belt loop almost for the rope as well. The top of the glove is also aged, as you can see all the rivets in there. Again, this is all metal. Everything on here is actual real metal or copper. The blades look like they were actually soldered to every finger, so that's great detail. As for the inside of the glove, you can pretty much bend the fingers pretty well, and the middle finger. This finger here, since it's longer than your actual finger, it doesn't bend as well. So the pinky finger here is probably the worst one, unless you have a really, really long pinky, and even then, the glove, only goes so far. So it's really hard to grip that top loop with your pinky finger and bend it. So the longer I've had it on, the looser the joints are actually getting on the glove, and it's making it easier to bend. And as you can hear, when you bend them, it makes the Freddy clacking noise with the knives, so that's really, really cool. And of course, you have to do the... Alright, so I finally got it off my hand, and it was just as difficult getting it off as it was getting it on. But I just wanted to film a few more shots here showing you the amazing detail in this thing. So if you have big hands, it will fit, but you really have to get your hand in there, and it has to stretch it out a little bit. However, I'm not really just, planning on walking around the house wearing this thing all the time. Like I said, I actually got it to make a film, and the person who's going to be wearing this, I think, will be able to fit their hand in there. So it does come with this. This is the hand that is inside the glove. And it said Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 there on the bottom, which is kind of cool. But basically all this is a hollow hand. On the bottom of it you can see it just says NECA. And even though the hand sits up straight with the glove on it, I guess it's too heavy and it just falls over. So overall, if you're looking for a very accurate Freddy Krueger glove from Part 3, this would be it. So overall, I think this is a spectacular representation and replica of the Freddy glove. The only thing is the fit. It's so tight on large hands. But other than that, this is a great replica. And if you're wanting one just to show off or hang up or display, this is the one to get.